Hello.
How are you? Don't mind my crazy hair. I've done this so that I can get a really good Cinnabon going, as you like to say.
Okay, good.
I'm so happy to see you.
I know. You look great. I love your
Thank
makeup today.
Thank you. It's I have nothing on my eyes, and I did that purposely because I kind of want this to be how we would get ready, you know, like our beach hair, all that stuff, because I feel like this is where we need our good Deborah Pagani tips.
Okay.
So
well,
one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was last time we discussed, I left my hair a little bit messy and crazy because we discussed that when people have fine hair and they write to us about, you know, these little guys, and we were saying it's great to like texturize your hair first so that they really stay in and they don't slide out and you get a little more oomph. And I wanted to just talk about some of the suggestions that you gave me and how it's played out. And I want to just see if I was following directions correctly.
Okay, so tell me.
So one of the things you taught me to do was to let my hair air dry, right? And so that I would use my brush like this and comb my hair through after I get out of the shower, you know, get a nice, good brushing. I mean, right now my hair's, I've slept in it and all sorts of things. But to do this first and then to almost set my hair, to apply, to use the little one, this friend, as a setting item, right?
Yeah.
My question to you is, I have a little thing that I've been doing. So I didn't quite do it right. So I was like, oh, I've got to get, I mean, it's not bad, by the way.
No, it's actually really nice. It has a good bend. You don't have any weird bumps.
There's no product in my hair at all. So that's one of the things I wanted to ask you was, what do you recommend when someone washes their hair and they want it to air dry, but in this sort of, and get this sort of, you know, wave happening? What kind of product do you generally recommend people put in their hair?
Well, the thing is, my hair has changed so much throughout the years. And like during COVID, I lost an immense amount of hair. I didn't even get COVID and I lost hair. I guess it was from the stress and, you know, other things happening in life. And I lost so much hair. But that being said, and it got like kind of got a strange texture. So what I do is I always, after the shower, I use an oil, sometimes like a Milbon oil, or there's another brand that I use, but right now I'm using a Milbon. Take about a dime size amount, even if my hair is fine and like, and not so thick, I still pass it through the ends, brush it so I'm not breaking anything. Mm-hmm. Let it air dry a little bit, but when it's still damp, then you want to put it in that bun.
So
and there's my ways to do it.
My trick that you taught me that I thought was amazing is also you sort of, when we did it the first time, and I was like, I'm not getting the bend I want, and I feel like I'm closer to the bend I like now. One of the things you shared with me is like to part your hair properly ahead of time so that when it comes down, you're not also having to fight the part.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when I see your part, you and I have a similar kind of off-center part. And what I have noticed, I'm going to just do it again, but I've noticed that that's been a big game changer for me when you taught me that, is to put your, you know, do your oil or whatever you're going to do and then put the part going. I wasn't doing the oil. So that's a good piece. I have also, when I'm trying to get my hair to behave, so if it's dry and I want to give it like a reset, you taught me something last time where you're like, just spray a little water in or something. I have this weightless conditioning water from Philip B that I just spray, like, it's very fine. It's not like it's making my hair wet prior to my Cinnabon. It smells amazing. But I have to say it does give a good bend. So this was yesterday. I did it in preparation of seeing you. But my question is, what height should my bun be back here? Like when I start to gather it together, where am I fastening it?
You know, I would say you want to get it literally right underneath the occipital bone. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Okay. You don't want to do it too low because you want it to kind of like, you want the bend to start right here, right?
Okay.
So
that's sort of where I've been doing it.
Perfect. Because sometimes I wear it in a top knot and that's when I get like funky things here and it takes me some time to, you know, like straighten it out, you know, flatten it out a bit. So when I've done it in exactly there, that's when I get like that great bend where I can just pull the pin out of my hair and my hair looks like I did it with an iron. Very natural beach wave.
So I'm going upside down, correct? Right? And I have this, the pins going toward, you know, the outside of my head. And then I put it in and then I flip it.
Exactly.
I push it through to fasten it. And then I'm here.
Yes.
Okay. So just wanted to start where we left off last time, because I think that was a huge game changer for me. When we talk about the Cinnabon as a higher top knot kind of thing, you gave me an excellent recommendation, which was to put a scrunchie on the top.
Yes.
So, and we'll discuss also before we get there, but the scrunchie situation that you gave me was amazing. And I have learned how to now have like a nice gorge big bun, because you were like, yeah, I don't have that much hair. Why? You can make it. Because when we were last time, you had this gorgeous top knot that was so like felt modern and fresh, and everyone was like messaging on the thing, you know, how does she do that? How does she do that? Then you revealed to us
that there was something underneath there.
So I got velvet because I felt like it held my fine hair better. But you taught us the first time to do some sort of like thickening in there if we need to. A spray. Where am I applying the spray? How am I doing it? What am I doing? I've got it right here for us.
Which one do you use?
I have two. I have the Philip B. I have two different ways of doing it. I have dry shampoo, which will thicken it a little bit, as we know. And then I also have the thickening finishing spray that's more like the Oribe.
The thickening spray that has like that amber smell, right?
Yeah.
I love that smell.
Me too.
I love it. It's very good. Right now, I'm using the Life Styler Volume and Texture Spray by R&Co Blue.
I love this, yes.
This one is really good because it's very light. And I just kind of hold it and just spray it upward.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. I mean, for girls.
I imagine if we're going up, that's not a problem. How do we get this to look good? Like all up here, the front to look good.
Well, then that we need a little bit of iron to do.
I could go get my iron if you be, wow, this is really an amazing look happening.
But you know something, the beauty of this is that you just keep kind of like building onto it until you've gotten that grip and the volume that you want. And you're just kind of like using your fingers and molding the hair into where you want to do it. I have a lot of clients who always tell me, Deborah, I love the bun and everything, but I'm at a certain age. I can't have that flat front.
That's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on not having that flat front.
Right. So and there's been some tricks that I've done where we pull out, you know, you can always pull out these two front pieces. So it's a little bit softer and it's not so severe. You want to take those two pieces. You can always put a little iron in, stick a clip here while you're doing your other work so that it has some volume and you kind of just like drop it down.
Okay. Like this. I feel like I've got sufficient lift here. Where am I fastening this in order to get it, like where on my head to get the correct?
Okay, let me grab my scrunchie.
The correct top knot location.
So I know somebody was asking, what about, I buy these by like the bulk at H&M.
Same, I bought these on Amazon.
Yeah.
They come in like a series, an ombre of browns, which is cool.
Oh, that's so good. Hold on, let me grab my, yes. Okay, so if you want to do it perfect, you get your little tail comb. You can section out these two little front pieces.
Okay.
And then I am going to.
I feel like my nape needs a good brushing back here. Otherwise I get those like cookie bumps back there. I'm trying to not get, one of the things you taught me last time is like, I shouldn't be really brushing this bit if I want the volume there. So I have to be very light with my touch on the top. So where am I putting it here, like a high pony, or really is it on the top of my head and it sort of falls back down?
1 second. I'm just going to clip this because I want to section that out. Okay, so you want to take all of your hair to get that nicer high top.
Yep.
I would say a little bit further. You don't want to hit it on the top of your head. It's gonna, yeah, it's not gonna look very chic right there.
Okay, so I want to be a little bit further back than the top of my head.
A little bit.
Okay. I mean, this to me is like a great way to go to the beach.
Oh yeah, and I'll show you another, my favorite beach style, that literally when you're done with the beach, if you didn't, you know, go in the water, or at least if you let your hair air dry a bit, it will have beautiful beach waves. Okay, so you see I'm going just right where the slope of the scalp begins. That's where I do it.
Okay, I think that's where I am.
I'm gonna go a little
But see,
higher.
now mine looks like a little turd. So how do we get it to look Cinnabunny?
Okay, so.
And not like a big, and this is very cheerleader.
It's actually very cute though.
I like your how you've set your bang.
Yeah, that will give you like that. If you do it with an iron and you let it sit there, that's where you're gonna get like that, you know, that little bend, that Cindy Crawford kind of 90s swoop.
I'm into that.
So what I do is I take the hair. I don't do such a huge twist. I kind of do a lighter twist. And then I start wrapping around the bun. I mean, around the scrunchie.
Yep, I think I did that. And then do I just secure it the same way that I generally secure?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm using...
How do I avoid flattening it? Like making it look like it's roadkill.
Wait, you flattened it? You can always like, you know, play with it, add some more of that spray and kind of like pump it up.
Look at me. Look at me with my hair, my top knot.
And then you can always like add some more of this so it secures.
I'm very excited to see what happens when you pull the bang down.
Okay, let's see. I mean, it would have looked better if I would put some iron in, but you know, add some.
No heat here. Did you pull your hair?
Yeah.
Kind of into this though.
Okay. So.
Oh, got it. You're serving up a very 90s moment happening here.
Yeah. So
like it's a little tight on the side of my head. How do I ease that?
You want to take your, do you have a tail comb?
No, but I can use one of these.
Okay. So actually, I will try that with you. So I would really hold what you've done so that it doesn't get ruined, and just kind of like pull out a little bit. Start off slow.
Oh, that is the trick. It's the hold in the back is the trick, Deborah.
And you want to just keep pulling. Like you see right now, I've just pulled it out a little too much, but it's okay. Because I'll match it out on this
I feel like I'm like, it's very tight, snug right here on me. So I'm going to do that here. I love this, Deborah. Okay, it's all about the hold in the back to keep.
Yeah, and if you have two small pins, you can always secure, like I like using them also as kind of like hairpins. You can always take on the other side, you know, and just kind of like secure it a little bit more.
I know I only have one pin here at the moment, but that is good to know.
Could always use two small ones.
I'm very into this bun.
It's very cute on you.
And then, okay, so then from this, so this is like how I'm going to go to the beach if I want to keep my hair from like, especially if I'm at the pool, I don't want my hair to go in the water.
Right.
Because I don't love my hair in chlorinated pool water. I feel like that's a great way to get my hair to feel all dried out. What do you recommend when you have a hairdo that you do when you go to the beach to get a gorgeous hair scenario? Will you show us?
Yes. Okay, so this is one of my favorite hairdos because it also, I really don't like having being hot at the beach, humid with my hair hanging, and it's just not my thing at all. So why am I so dark here? I feel like we got so dark.
But you're good. You're a little bit darker, but you're better now.
Okay. So you want to section out one area.
Okay. Which tools do we need for this in terms of our hair objet? What tools do we need for this?
You need a small pin and a large pin.
Okay, so I need a small pin and a large pin.
You could technically use 2 small pins, but I like the way it looks to have the one small and then the one large.
I do too. I think that's the cuter look. Okay, so
yeah.
that's what I've got. All right, I'm going to do this at the same time so I can see if I can achieve your look.
Okay. So
as a lay person.
What did you say?
As a lay person, as somebody who's not had any hair training.
Okay, so if you're at the beach, you're not going to have a tail comb with you. So basically what you're going to do is I'm just going to
travel with my tail comb. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a tail comb. Even here in my own house.
Well, you know what? You actually need a tail comb. I feel like every woman needs a tail comb.
Can you show us the tail comb so that everyone knows what they're about to order? We don't have, but this is where we used to sell them from Harry Josh. They're great.
You really kind of need it to do the updos, you know, pulling here. They're very good to section out the hair. I like it.
No, it's very important. This is why we do these lives, so that people can see what we all, the tricks of the trade and the tools of the trade. Okay, so I don't have this, but okay. I see what we're doing. We're gathering up like this.
Use your pin.
Okay.
You could actually still, I never even thought of this to use the pin, and there we go. So you don't even need to have.
Well, I mean, I'm going to get a tail comb the second we're off of here, but let's be honest. Okay. Oh, I see what's happening now. I see where we're going. We're giving ourselves some lift.
Yeah.
Got it. Love it. Look at that.
Again, you don't want to go so on top of your head.
Okay.
So I'm going to flip around. Can you see here?
Yes, I can. Perfectly.
Okay. So then you're going to start wrapping.
Okay. It's a mini Cinnabon. So may I ask you, I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to, I mean, it's it's like 3 strands and a little bit of thickening spray. So let's see if this even fits and stays. Oh my goodness. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That thickening spray really does help. Okay. So mine is like this.
Perfect. Great. Then you are going to take the rest of your hair and you are going to do a bun, not too low, right under your bone right here.
Okay. A twisty one, a twisty bun.
Yes. You want to create your Cinnabon. It can be messy.
I love when you do this. It looks so cute on you, and it always, whenever you show it on Instagram, I'm like, I love that look on her. So I'm doing my big as my secondary. Oh, it's very cute from the side on you.
And I almost like.
Is this in the right place?
Yes, you're in a good. Yeah, that's perfect.
So
now,
like this is correct.
That's correct.
It feels very secure, which I love.
I know, and it's so good to have your hair like this at the beach. I just.
It's all off my neck. It's all off my ears. I don't feel like I'm going to feel the humidity. It feels very nice.
Yeah, and if you have like a little bit of a mousse that you use and you've got a little travel size, or you don't mind carrying something, you can always put that in your hair also.
A little mousse in the prior to doing it, you're saying?
Yes. Or like that spray water, which I'm actually going to order that you mentioned. It sounds like perfect
you will love
for summer. Something that like refreshes, and like your hair is dried out, you spray that on, you do this, and then by the time you've sat in the sun, your hair is hot, let your hair cool down, because when you're sitting in that sun, you're getting like.
This is the best advice you have ever shared with us, that you shared last summer. You can use the sun like a heat tool where you can get your hair, but if you pull it down when it's still hot, this is the best advice you gave. It's the cooling. piece, correct? That's why we need it to cool?
Yeah. So you want to cool, you want to let your hair cool down. Maybe you got in the car, you have some air conditioning or whatever, you go into a restaurant, let it cool down, then pull it out, and you will have beautiful beach waves. I remember I did it. Remember I did it last summer?
Yeah,
and I sat all day long. I let it sit. I did exactly like I followed my own advice, and I had really good hair for the night.
I love that. So when ideally we're putting a mousse in it, is what you're saying. That's what you like as the product for it.
Yeah, some type of mousse, something that's not too sticky. You could use like that volumizing spray, but this is kind of big to bring.
You know what I love actually that is also from R&Co, but from their other line, is there's one called Chiffon, and it's like a light moldable mousse. They have Aircraft as well, which is much more, it's thicker and a little bit more shapely.
Okay.
So it will give you, I feel like for women that have hair like our texture, the Chiffon is better, but the Aircraft gives you like real shape. So if you need to define your hair, if you're somebody who has frizzies and all those things that are, I mean, I have frizzy hair too, so who am I kidding? But it has a little bit more of a defining quality to it. But it won't let out the same way. I think you need it to have a little bit of a soft hold so that when you remove it, right?
Yeah, you don't want crunchy. You do not want crunchy.
So now if I'm going to take my hair down, by the way, what I love, you also taught me this, you got to come from up in here. You were like, well, I don't know what you're doing over there, pushing it down. You're like, you got to come from behind and get it.
Yeah,
up.
we're not going to get rid of all that volume. Like, you want to let it go. I mean, right now, I've only had it in for like 5 minutes, so it's not going to like do anything. But yeah, you don't want to ruin all that. And then somebody asked, when you take the 2 pins out, do you want to spray it? If you've got the spray and you have a travel size or you want to carry the spray with you, yes, it's going to last a lot longer.
We have travel size of the Philip B's and they're great. They're little and they're perfect.
That's really good to bring because, you know, if you're going to be out, you're going to feel much better that you gave it a spritz. It's going to hold, and then you're really set for the night.
After we did our last live, I had a lot of people asking me about these guys, these barrettes.
Yeah.
And they would say they slip out and they do this and they do that. And to be honest, I've never had that be the case because, you know, I like to wear mine when I wash my face. I wear 2 small ones when I wash my face. But then you showed me something last time that I want us to talk about, of using these, obviously, in the side. You know, you have this look, which I think is great when you've let your hair up for the day and you're going into the nighttime. And we were talking about, like, you know, setting it or whatever and giving it one of these.
Yeah, that's like the Sideswept look. I did some research on myself one time and I realized how many times I have worn my hair like that. I have been wearing my hair like that since like 4th grade. I would spend so much time making sure it's so perfect. Yes, I don't have a large clip with me, but I have small ones. But actually,
I have 2 large ones. I wish I could send it through the screen to you, but I can't.
Hold on, I am going to get one large one to actually show you. So one thing I want to say is anybody who feels like they're slipping out, the one thing you need to do, if you just want to go like this, you know, it still kind of stays.
Yeah, mine on my hair too.
But what you want to do is the small ones are not meant to hold an immense amount of hair. They're baby clips.
They're really meant to actually and what I think looks so pretty that you showed me in person with them is like, just if you want to define some of this and you've got your wave going and you're just taking like one little itty bitty something just to kind of give you a little bit of oomph. But there's barely any hair in there. Yeah. But it does give me, I mean, I personally like mine with 2, but you know.
Me too. I love the 90s Club Kid little 2 baby clips. So what you want to do is you want to open it up and you want to make sure you slide that bottom metal against the scalp. And then there should be no slippage at all. I mean,
Me
there's
either.
no,
I don't
like,
have that. And it's just about realizing that you're not putting like a chunk of hair in there. You're putting a baby, it's a piece of it. So like, I've not swept up this whole side. I've swept up just a piece of it.
correct.
Talk to me about, so one of the things that I've seen you do is to use this to make like a French twist.
I've done that?
Yeah, but I don't know how you did it. And I think I watched enough, or maybe it was somebody on your channel doing it.
Oh,
I
maybe.
think they just secured it like this. They put it all the way up. You know, they French twisted like this. And instead of using the pin, they used one of these. And I think I finally figured it out. But they basically grabbed all that here. But I can't get it to do exactly what they did. And it was on, I don't know how they did it. I don't know whether did they do these two together? Do you think?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing that.
It could have been an editorial where it's also not how someone actually would wear their hair.
Like, I mean, I know you could take that and hold your, you know, the ends of your bun, but I don't know how to do a French twist with the clip.
I don't either. But I saw it on the thing and I was really, I mean, I can do a French twist like this, right? So. I can hide these if I want to. And then it's out to come back in.
Exactly. You could actually, and you could actually use 2 small pins if you want to extra secure.
And I actually like, you know, I like to have, for me, I like the ends because my hair's not that long. I like the ends kind of coming up top. But what they did in that picture, it wasn't a video, it was a picture. So now the more that I think about it, the more I think they used it more as like a, not for function, but for just for attractiveness.
I'm very curious to see this because I don't remember it at all.
I'll look for it. I'll look for it. And all right, so the ways that we do use this, we like to push the side up like that and give it the side swept. How else do we like this guy?
You can part your hair. I also love to have my hair waved out, hit with the iron a little bit. You know, now I'm all about the middle part because
now you don't want to be old fashioned and like
exactly
a middle-aged woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we're here now.
So you want to just, you know, do some curls in the hair, and then you take your large clip, and then you'll have like some curls coming out here.
Wait, where is it fastened on your head? Oh, right above your ear. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that?
Right here.
I don't know if I did that correctly. I have 2, but they don't match, but I can do that. Like that. Right?
Yeah, do you have them nice and like, yes, perfect. But then if you have the curls going on here, like some waves, you'll have volume coming out here. And I love that really slick top of the head with some volume coming out.
So I need to, this is where my comb and I would be getting into a good relationship because you like it really severe here.
Yes, especially if you have some
volume at the
wave
bottom.
in it, it looks really beautiful. There you go.
Right, it's about being tight. Okay, got it. All right, well, this is the live and learn. I like this, Deborah. I feel like I'm learning so much today. Okay, so now.
Oh, that's good. And you can always, if you've got a lot of flyaways, you can do your hair like this with the clips and then pull it in a pin in the back also.
I do that with my little guys. I do 2 little side ones but I have to do them closer up here. But this is quite pretty actually. Especially if your hair is highlighted, you get a really nice view of your highlights.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this?
Oh, yes.
The vegan bow.
And one other thing that I wanted to say, what's great is you can also have your favorite treatment in your hair and throw that in your hair, slick it all back, and then do your bun or French twist or whatever, and let the heat, you know,
do its magic.
exactly with your treatment.
I use the fillet bee for that. There's a fillet bee oil. I love it. And actually there's also a raw one I also like. And I will do that and I'll put my hair in the bun and then I'll like, you know, go about my day. And when I take a shower that night and kind of really get it going, especially if I've let it get hot and warm, because I actually can wear this to work out. It's that tight on my hair. Like, yeah. I don't have any problem with it. And I find actually for me, I have much less breakage, to be fair, if I use one of these scrunchies. I put my hair back at the, you know, at that spot right underneath. This is, for me, when I'm working out, this has become my new way of doing it because, so I put the scrunchie in like we do, and then I wrap my hair like you taught me, and then I pin it, and it stays, not only does it stay, but it also, it gives me a pretty bun while I'm exercising, but then it also doesn't pull at my hair. Like my hair's not pulling, so I don't have the breakage.
Yeah, but you don't have to anchor. So you don't have to anchor so much. The scrunchie is there, like giving you kind of support.
It feels like it's all supported, right? Because it feels like if it was just the scrunchie, I feel like it doesn't feel like it's held in. So it feels like the scrunchie has to be so tight. This lets it be not so tight. And then it's anchored in. I feel like this has been a big lifesaver. And putting a little bit oil in prior makes it a little bit more supple and then doesn't break, which I think was a good tip from you. Okay, so talk about this with me, please.
Okay, so this is, I love the vegan scrunchie. So you can get hair product on it, you can get dry shampoo and just wipe it clean. My whole thing with this is that I wanted a bow that wasn't so delicate, that, you know, could, you know, go on adventures with you. You could take this to the beach, you can take it skiing. Usually a bow would be like something that you wear, you know, out or to school or something like that. So that's why I wanted to do the vegan scrunchie. And I've had people say that that they've trimmed these little guys because they felt like their head was very small, and that's another trick. If you feel like the little ties are sticking out too much, you can just trim them yourself.
I love the little tails on them. I think that's what makes it so pretty and so cute, but to each his own.
Exactly. So, I mean, there's two styles I really like, but I like it when my hair is a little bit wavier. You want to take your hair half up, half down.
Oh, okay. I'm going back to my OG of, you know, when we first started doing this earlier, and I wanted to show you this. So actually, I think I did it correctly. I got it to be in the front. But this, I think, is giving yourself like a little bit of oomph with some dry shampoo and then a high pony with the thing is so cute.
It is. I really like my hair like this, but again, like I would do it with the iron a little bit, and then you have that little pop up there, and it's like, it gives you that little J-Lo moment, which I know
I'll feel for a J-Lo. That's very cute the way you did yours. And so one of the things that someone has asked me is, how do you make sure that the bow is in the front? Is there a trick to make sure the bow is in the right place?
Okay, so I'm going to do it again. So what you want to do is you take this, you want to put your bow upside down like that on your hand. You section out your hair. This is the way I do it. I
like this. This is helpful.
I pull the bow. Then I wrap it this way. And then I kind of like turn it.
You cheat it to the front. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going there with you. So upside down is this way. Okay. How cute are you? How cute are you?
And if you have like wavy hair, it really does it even more justice, this style. It's so cute. There you go. Pull on that bow. There you go.
You're serving J-Lo, I'm serving some sort of baby doll, but I feel like I could get it to do what I want it to and feel more like I'm Belle de Jour.
Exactly. You want to spray, if you want, you could spray a little bit of your dry shampoo or your volumizer.
Oh yeah, look at that. Party.
And the beauty is you don't worry about getting this product on the bow. Just take a wet cloth and just wipe it off.
Perfect. Someone says, can you do a high bun with the bow?
I have not tried that, but I'm sure that you can.
I haven't either.
Your hair looks great. You look adorable. You know what I love about this?
Tell me.
Is that it's very youthful looking.
Yeah, it is. It also brings your face up, so the eye goes up, which is also nice. You know, instead of toward the gel.
Oh God, I have. Well, this is I feel like everybody is talking about this right now. This is a big conversation piece.
Well, I think it's also because, like, as my camera is right now, it's tilted a little bit, which is how the computer is generally tilted. So we want to be, number one, the first trick is like turn your camera straighter. That's going to be a lot better for your gels. Number two, I think a lot of people are talking on their phone now when they didn't before on FaceTime. And this is not a good look for anybody. Like, nobody wants to be looking up at you like this. The camera needs to be here. I think that's why people are noticing it so much, because I don't think it's like suddenly everyone's more jowly than they ever were. But I think that's a big difference. But I also think anytime you can bring the eye up, whether it be with your blush or a highlight or a hair tool or whatever it is, to get higher up here and kind of get that, you know, that lift, I think is key. When we talk about the Hair Objet, I don't want to leave out these guys because I think these are so special.
Yes,
these I feel were, these were the OGs.
They're sold out, and only you and just a couple of other people have them, and there's none left. So, and when they're gone, they're gone. Those were, you know, I launched with them, and I always like to evolve. And yeah, so if anybody wants them, they got to get them from you now.
I love how they look in the summer like this on your wrist. Like I think that was one of your first purposes. All of your hair accessories are meant to really be like jewelry. You were inspired by your jewelry that you do, obviously. So I do love these. And these I feel like are great for the high pony. They're cute. How do you suggest people wear these?
This also looks very cute on the wrist. I love the bow on the wrist.
I love that on the wrist too.
I do not, let me get
you can just tell me how to do it. You can talk me through it.
The way I loved the solid pill was in a classic ponytail, low ponytail. That's the way that I kind of designed that.
Like a Carolyn Bessette sort of ponytail.
150%. Yes. I mean, she was such an inspiration for all of the Hair Objet. I wanted everything very simple, very classic. Anybody with any style could wear it. You want to wear white jewelry, we've got a pin. You want to wear gold, and it'll never clash. It will never take over. It's just kind of like an extension, which is great. So I've got one.
I'm going all sleek. Oh, look, you had one right there. Okay, here we go. I normally don't do a live when I'm actually in action with another person, but for you, Deborah, anything.
Oh, thanks. So I just did like that classic pony.
Okay. This one is a new one, actually, so it's a little bit tighter.
Oh, I left some hairs out, but you have the idea.
It looks pretty in the gold.
And this gold one is probably part of my first samples, and that gold is still perfectly gold. So with all the wear and tear, this finish lasts for a very long time.
My hair is not as sleek as yours right now, so I feel like it's not doing this hairdo justice. I feel like this is great when your hair's sleek and kind of elegant and not so wild as my hair
Exactly,
is today.
exactly how you said. The classic Carolyn Bessette, clean ponytail, just adding a little something to it. That's what it was designed for. And throw it on your wrist after you're done.
It's such a great look. So when you said you're evolving and you said, these are not part of the mix, are there new things coming down the pike for us? Are we going to get a new look? Are we going to have a new Deborah Pagani Hair Objet soon?
There's going to be more pins coming. And I'm currently working on something new, but it's not going to have a different look.
Same look. Same look.
I'm also going to do the bow scrunchies in a nude color.
Oh, can't wait for that. Can't wait for that. Sign me up. I'd like one, please, for myself, but I'm sure we'll sell them.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Some different pins, different colors, like all of these are going to be, coming out. And then I'll do something new. I never like to talk about it till at least my sample is approved. I've went through many samples already, and I don't like to launch things until they're good, perfect.
Well, I think even just knowing there's a nude bow on its way is so exciting. I do really love this bow. People will ask me about this. They'll say, oh, it pulls my hair. It does this, it does that. The reality is I've been using this a long time. I've never found it pulled my hair. You just have to be careful. It's like, you don't want to yank anything. I mean,
right.
People put the black ponytails, those ones from, Ricky's that are like those just clear or a little black rubber band. And those, some people use them and they have no problem because they carefully unwind them. You can't pull them out of your hair. You want to unwind it out of your hair. I think that's the one thing about this that I think is important.
Absolutely. And when I use the clear ones, I don't even unwind it. I cut it.
I cut it too.
My hair will break off from them. And the one good thing about the bow scrunchie is that you don't have to wrap it so tight. The material kind of grips the hair, so you can have it much looser.
Yeah, I agree. I really only have to wrap it around like this on my hair. Like it's just, I go like that.
Once, yeah, and then afterwards. Exactly. Me too.
And I feel like that's, that's the best use of that particular thing. I have to say, I do love my little pins for my creaseless clips while I wash my face. But the pin is my go-to. This is like, I feel like every woman needs this in her wardrobe. I think it absolutely changes the game, particularly if you want to air dry your hair, because it just really gives you a little bit of bend. But when you're done and you pull it down at the end of the time where you're setting it. So for me, what I will often do is get my hair pretty dry, like 80% dry, maybe a little bit further. And I'll put my hair up like this. I'll get a little bit of product in it sometimes. And I'll put my hair in like this. If I'm going somewhere, like if I want to look really put together or even sometimes for live. And then I will, as you said, I'll get it warm, whether it be by going outside and running errands or getting my coffee, or sometimes even with a little bit of heat if I have to, if I'm in a rush, and then letting it cool. The trick of letting it cool is the key piece, I think, to getting your style to stay that you shared with us. Letting it cool and then pulling it down. And again, as you taught us, to not brush it when you pull it down and to actually sort of give it a little bit of oomph when you pull it down.
And work with your fingers.
That was the biggest thing. You're like, it's not your hands, it's your fingers, which I think is also a big piece. I mean, that's a very hairdressery technique that of course, us lay people don't know, but to not get in there and like, start unwinding it like crazy. You said just like ease it out, which I think was a big learning lesson for me. And just not to like get so crazy with trying to get it. I mean, I've tortured my hair today and even I just put it up and.
Yeah. And the other thing is that you don't want to do it with your palms. After you've been in a hot plate, you got sweat all over your palms. You're not going to go like this. You want to use your fingertips, and have your hands clean. You're using sunscreen, all this. You don't want to put that in your hair.
Right. True. Very true. And using the fingers to just get the definition.
Yes. And then that's where that little spray comes in. Once you've gotten what you like, you give it a good spritz. I am not shy with hairspray because like I just like, you know, my hair to last. And if you spray it well, you do a loose little bun with a scrunchie sleeping, very loose. I don't like to have it tight either. And in the morning, my hair is fresh again.
So great. So you sleep with it again, like at the nape, and just a loose scrunchie to pull it back.
Very loose. Yeah. I have one that oh my God, I wish I had it. My mother gave it to my daughter and I. It was mine from like, I was making scrunchies in 8th grade and I still have it. It was, do you remember that fabric, that moire fabric?
Of course I do. Yeah.
They were all made with that. And I still use that one. It's pretty crazy.
I love that. And is it big or is it like a little, like this
It's
size?
huge. It's huge.
I love that. I love that. I've loved spending time with you. Thank you for going live with me. We will, I'm sure, do another hair tutorial, but I feel like this gets everybody sorted for summer of like great ways they can wear their hair, great ways they can go to the beach, you know, put hair product in and get your hair tight and kind of get it to do what you want it to do so it doesn't slip down your neck. Thank you so much for all your advice.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
I love seeing you, and I hope I see you when I'm in New York.
Yes, definitely. Bye,
Yeah, my love. Bye, honey.